We are KCPS.
Good evening. Oh, it's 150 years, everybody. So when I say good evening, Team KCPS, I need you to sound excited and energized and ready to celebrate this momentous occasion. So good evening, Team KCPS. There we go. Welcome. We are so excited to join with you all today as we celebrate over 150 years of excellence. This night is a big deal. A lot of districts don't make it to 150 years. A lot of districts don't have this legacy and this foundation. And so we are honored that you have joined us today, and we are honored to celebrate you. And when I say Team KCPS, that's because we're family. Tonight, if you look to your left and you look to your right, you're going to see a lot of alumni. All of you is what made the district what it is. We stand on your shoulders. So thank you for being you, and thank you for choosing Kansas City Public Schools. Now, the first thing I want to do today is honor a tradition that we do with our current schools, and that's a roll call. So as I call your high school, if you can stand, clap, make some noise, and let us really know who's in the house. Because from what I hear, there's a little Southeast Lincoln rivalry that's lingering somewhere, so I would really love to see who's in the room. So first up, we have our Northeast Vikings. Okay, we have a couple of council members in the back that are repping the Northeast Vikings. There we go. Next, we have our East Bears.
Go East Side.
Woo! Next, we have our Fighting Central Eagles. Uh-oh. Okay, there might be some Eagles in the house. And how about those Southeast Knights? There we go. All right, now with this one, I'm just gonna keep it very general because y'all got like 5 different names. Lincoln Tigers! Y'all always showing out, doing too much. I know, we have some Southwest Indians. Woo! That's my mother-in-law, y'all. Yes, Misty, yes. We also have some Westport Tigers. Yes, there it is. Where are my Paseo Pirates? I don't know if they're still in the room, but do we have any Van Horn Falcons? All right. All right. And do we have any West High Wolverines? Or anyone who knows anyone that went to West? We have one in the back. All right, we'll take it. Look at all of this history in the room. Now, I do want to recognize, is there anyone that just graduated from Kansas City Public Schools? Right here? This May? All right. All right, now don't age yourself, but do we have anybody that graduated 20 years ago? 20? Anybody over 50 years ago? Oh! Wait a minute. There we go. Just under 50, 49 plus, right there. Thank you so much for coming tonight. I said Westport Tigers? Did I forget Westport Tigers? Well, we can go one more again. My Westport Tiger right here. Yes. We can't forget anybody Because all of you make up the fabric of Kansas City Public Schools. All of you is the reason why we're standing here today. We can't forget any of you because you helped build us. All of you are KCPS made, and we are grateful for you. And just to highlight some more of the history, we're going to actually look at a video that shows 150 years of Kansas City Public Schools. So take a look.
The story of Kansas City Public Schools begins on August 1st in 1867 with the establishment of the first Kansas City Board of Education with 6 members under the leadership of Superintendent J.B. Bradley. This was just 14 years after the incorporation of Kansas City, Missouri. It also followed 4 years of Civil War when public education came mostly to a halt across the state. With little public money to buy or build schools, in October of 1867, the superintendent and a faculty of 16 teachers began work in rented rooms. Their commission was to provide a free, high-quality, and comprehensive public education for all of the 2,100 school-age children who lived in the city at that time. Kansas City and its public school system grew rapidly, with the number of school-age children doubling in just 2 years. As public revenue increased, land was purchased, and the city's first purpose-built schools were constructed. The school system had 8 buildings, including Central High School and Woodland School. The story of Kansas City Public Schools is one of service to the community, but also of challenges and improvement. The Civil War may have ended legal enslavement, but it did not address legal, social, and economic racism and discrimination. Public education in Missouri was extended to all students, but not equally. KCPS was no different. Schools were legally segregated, with white students and African American and other students of color attending separate schools based in neighborhoods that were also segregated. In 1869, KCPS opened Lincoln High School, the first school of its kind in Kansas City for African American students. Kansas City Public Schools became an innovator in public education in the United States under the leadership of Superintendent J.M. Greenwood, who served from 1874 until 1913. He helped create a systematic curriculum across all grades, with a focus on language and composition. Greenwood also established the region's first public school department of health and physical education, something that was very rare in public schools in the U.S. at that time. Kansas City, Missouri became a boom town and an important transit point for commerce as the nation expanded west in the late 19th and early 20th centuries. School officials worked hard to keep up with the increasing enrollment. By 1899, there were about 50 schools in the system. As KCPS expanded, its educational approach began to shift with the tides of the progressive era. Rather than rote memorization, students were encouraged to learn by doing and trying. Classrooms were built to facilitate specific subjects like art, music, and vocational, or manual as it was called, training. The goal was to help students develop skills they could apply at home and in the workforce. Students were also prompted to explore their individual interests. Kansas City Public Schools continued to grow through the baby boom that followed World War II, reaching a peak of 77,000 students in the early 1960s. With the Supreme Court's Brown v. Board of Education ruling in 1954, KCPS also began the long and difficult process of desegregation. The decades that followed were challenging for the school system as it struggled to integrate schools while the city's population declined. But even as enrollment fell, KCPS continued to focus on serving families in the community and to produce graduates who went on to raise families and do great things around the nation and the world. Heading into the new century, school system leaders made tough decisions about right-sizing, overcame tremendous challenges, and led the district back to the cusp of full state accreditation. Today, KCPS offers world-class educational opportunities for all school-age children. Our neighborhood schools provide an outstanding public education. Lincoln College Academy is ranked as the best high school in Missouri and is among the best in the nation. We boast 2 Montessori schools, a Spanish-English dual language school, Spanish, French, and Mandarin Chinese immersion programs, cutting-edge career and technical education programs, an early college academy, and a middle college program. We are developing a mentoring program to pair caring adults with 8,000 of our students. We have unique partnerships with Sprint, the Mexican Consulate, and other businesses and organizations in order to better serve our families. Our staff is being trained and equipped to address the social and emotional needs of our students. We serve students from families who speak dozens of different languages at home. The school board, Superintendent Mark Bedell, and the entire KCPS team are fully committed to making this a school system focused on equity, so that each student has a real opportunity to reach his or her full potential. For 150 years, KCPS has provided comprehensive, high-quality public education services for our community. In 2018, we are renewing our commitment to Kansas City, Missouri. Please join us as we go all in for our families.
Would like to welcome our Kansas City Public Schools Board of Directors Vice Chair and a proud parent of KCPS students, Ms. Patty Manzer.
Hello everyone, thanks for coming tonight. I am a proud parent of 3 graduates, Kansas City Public Schools. I didn't grow up here. I had no original ties to this city or to the schools, but when I came here and I visited the very first school that my oldest child went to, which was Swinney Elementary School, I fell in love. And 21 years later, I graduated my last child from KCPS. I am thrilled to be part of this event. I have 2 colleagues here tonight, Jennifer Wolfsey, another member at large, and Matthew Oates, who was here. Is he there? No, he left. Sorry. Matthew Oates, board treasurer who serves alongside the rest of us. We are a group of 9 publicly elected members. We're here to serve you. You can reach out to us at any time. And we're thrilled to have you come back and renew your ties to KCPS. Thank you.
All right, and at this time, I'm going to bring up our next speaker, and he is a man of many talents. Frank White Jr. was born in Mississippi, but grew up right here in Kansas City, where he would later spend 18 years as a Kansas City Royal. His experience has taught him that teamwork is contagious, which is one of the reasons he decided to serve the people of Jackson County. In 2014, Frank White Jr. was elected as 1st District at Large Jackson County legislator, serving on a number of committees to improve the lives of citizens. This hometown hero is stepping up to the plate as a public servant, all while being a devoted husband, father, grandfather, and great-grandfather. It is our pleasure to have him here today as a true vision of what it means to be KCPS made. Please join me in welcoming 1968 Lincoln High School alumni, Jackson County Executive Frank White Jr.
Thank you so much. I'll start by saying Tiger for life. It's good. I really am excited to be here with you all tonight, and graduating in 1968 and having our 50th class reunion just a few weeks ago. How did I get here so fast? But KC Public Schools has always been in my family, and everyone in my family was educated in KC Public Schools. So I'm really excited about being here with you all to help celebrate tonight. And I'd like to read a proclamation on behalf of Jackson County. It says, whereas the Kansas City Board of Education was established on August 1st, 1867, as the public school system for Kansas City, Missouri, under Superintendent of Schools J.B. Bradley, just 14 years after the city's incorporation, and KCPS opened Lincoln School in 1869 as the region's first public school building for African American students, and Lincoln College Preparatory Academy has become one of the best high schools in the state and nation. And whereas KCPS, for 150 years since the first day of class in 1867, continually provide high-quality pre-kindergarten, primary, and secondary education opportunities, occupational programs, community education, workforce, and economic development opportunities that aid in our area economy. And whereas KCPS acknowledges that quality education is not acquired in the classroom alone, but also by being exposed to cultural offerings and installing civic responsibility, and KCPS has played an integral part in the process of ensuring civil, economic, and social rights for all students and families, and is committed to ensuring equitable educational opportunities so that every student can achieve his or her full potential. Whereas KCPS serves approximately 15,000 students in 36 schools spread across the urban core of Jackson County. And whereas it is fitting that we should join in this expression of our pride and appreciation for the many civic and economic benefits that our community has enjoyed over the years and the years to come because of the growth and prosperity of KCPS. And now, therefore, in accordance with the power vested in me by the Homeroom Charter of Jackson County, Missouri, I, Frank White Jr., hereby urge all citizens to join me in recognizing the tremendous influence KC Public Schools has had since opening in 1867 by providing a world-class comprehensive educational system for Kansas City, Missouri community, and the opportunity to pursue and enjoy the opportunities of a great public education, thus improving our quality of life. Thank you so much. Dr. Bedell, would you come up? I'd like to prepare for this. Thank you, folks. I appreciate it. Thank you.
And very quickly, because KCPS is known from here all the way to Washington, D.C., I am going to bring up Joyce Hernandez, who is with Congressman Cleaver's office, as we just found out he presented a congressional record on the floor in D.C.
So I'm very fortunate. During the summertime, I get to work for Congressman Cleaver, and during the school year, I'm a teacher here in the district. So at Lincoln. So these were remarks presented by Congressman Emanuel Cleaver II in Washington, D.C. this week. Mr. Speaker, I proudly rise today to recognize and celebrate the 150th anniversary of Kansas City Public Schools and its many contributions to youth in Kansas City. As a cornerstone of the community, I'm truly honored to have this institution in the congressional district that I represent. The KCPS system established itself as a source of stability for not only education, but also for families and the community. KCPS preserves its commitment to fostering a rich, diverse, and inclusive environment by providing services for English language learners, homeless students in transition, students with learning disabilities, and many others. This pledge to both student and family outreach demonstrates and ensures that education is an equitable opportunity for all. In our diverse city with students from all walks of life, the importance of having access to a quality public education is critical in ensuring doors of opportunity for the youth of Kansas City continue to open. It gives me great hope for the future, knowing that institutions like KCPS are devoted to a holistic support system for its scholars. I can say with confidence that the KCPS legacy will continue to shape the minds of students for generations to come. Mr. Speaker, please join me in honoring the students and staff, both past and present, who made it possible for Kansas City Public Schools to achieve this monumental milestone. Dr. Bedell.
And at this time, I'm going to turn it over to a man that needs no introduction, our current superintendent, Dr. Mark T. Bedell.
All right, thank you. Thank you, Ms. Collier-White. I appreciate you putting this on, and I don't want to hold people up too long, but I am extremely excited. I am in the process of, well, actually started my third year here as superintendent, and I can't just imagine at this point what happened to the first 2 years. But one thing I can assure you is that I'm very confident in the work that we've been able to do and the board support that we have, the community coming together. And I often talk about hope, and I tell people that if people just have a little bit of hope, you can get monuments moved. You can really build some things. And so I want to thank our KCPS Education Foundation for planning and hosting this event, and also just for the opportunity to talk just a little bit to you about what we're getting ready to do this upcoming school year, because I think it's important that many of you who have graduated from this school system, I know that you want this system to be a great school system, and you want to be able to brag and boast about what this school system did for you, but we also want to make sure that the current students who are being served, that they get served the correct way, that we're meeting all of their needs socially, emotionally, and most importantly, academically. And so what I want everybody to know is that the 2018-2019 academic year, our theme will be all in. And I want to talk a little bit about what all in means and what this theme really means. The first element of all in is community. And one of the things we ask our schools to do is to make sure that they're working with the community at large to ensure that as a community, we are meeting the academic, social, and emotional development marks expected by our stakeholders, but most importantly, what we are held accountable to as a part of our board policy. And we think that that's very critical, that we try to meet the goals that are articulated in our board policy through the implementation of a sound and solid community-generated strategic plan. And so what we also share with people as a part of that strategic plan is that schools can't do it alone. We simply can't, and I don't know a single school system that's been able to succeed on its own. It has really been through the school being embraced by the community. And that is something that we know our children need, our children deserve, and we most importantly want to accept any type of support that's available. That means stepping up. That means volunteering with your neighborhood association, voting on election days, going to school board meetings and city council meetings and county legislator meetings. It means letting your elected officials, representatives, and government officials know what you want and need from them in your community. Stepping up may mean running for office yourself. It means signing up to be a mentor. As you heard earlier, we have this innovative mentoring model that we've created. And that mentoring model is being looked at by Johns Hopkins University because they said that this is a model they haven't seen before. And we think that if we can get all of our community to come together and become advocates for our kids, right, we can turn this school district around and it will be a phenomenal school district because of adult advocacy. And so we know that people need to step up and help us in that manner. I will tell you as superintendent, I am a mentor. I mentor a kid, and it was a fight getting him across the stage this year, but we got him across. And there are opportunities waiting out there for him. All in also means that we're doing what we need to do with urgency. And I always tell people, we don't have a lot of time, right? There's a shelf life for all of us. So the thing that I want people to understand is, while you are here, what will your legacy be? This is what I share with all of our teachers. What will that kid say about you 10 years when they have left this institution? Were you that great person that inspired? Were you the person that told them that a growth mindset is indeed something that can be attained, right? And that it is, we will not accept this can't do mentality. And I tell people that we have to work with that level of urgency because our kids are only with us for a short period of time. And I want our legacy to be that the kids will say they've done everything and they've given us every rich experience. And because of that, I love my school district. I love the high school I graduated from. I love my middle school and my elementary school. And I'm coming back to serve. And it doesn't always require that it has to be monetary. Sometimes it's just your time. And so what we know that we're doing right now is making sure that in our strategic plan that we do work with a sense of urgency. Our board has approved for us to put a lot of resources into our schools this year. And I think many of you are seeing it as you drive around our communities, when you look at the amenities. But we need a lot more. And it's going to require that we make a call to the community eventually as we think about our facilities and the things that we want to do to make sure that our kids are going to be educated in true 21st century facilities. Because that's what our competitors have. And so when I also say to my team is that you don't want to work with urgency and then you're out of control, because then you don't get anything done. It's not about acting in haste, though real systematic reform is always a complicated and time-consuming process. We also have to remember that there are real human beings involved in this institutional effort. So there's a lot of stress on the system, because when you start to ask people and you start to deconstruct the way that people think or the way that people do business, that can be very uncomfortable. And so we have to make sure that we do understand that, and that we have to sometimes go slow in order to go fast. So don't do too much, but we have to put pressure because, once again, we do not have a lot of time. If we make poor choices based on faulty data and assumptions, we ultimately can hurt people. And most importantly, we can hurt children. And I'm not here to hurt children. I am a parent. My son is in here, and I want the same thing for my son and my two daughters. That's what I want for all of the kids that are served in this school district. I want them to have a great education, and I want the doors to be opened up in terms of whatever it is that they want to do. So urgency is focused on value. Haste is focused on time. We must do the right thing at the right time. And another important part of being all in is excitement. And I talk about this a lot over my first 2 years, everybody. There has been a deficit mentality in this community about this school system. When my family and I moved here, I didn't just see it as KCPS. And I just didn't. I saw it across our neighborhoods. You all know what it looks like. It's this arms crossed, leaning back, defensive posture some people get when they're interacting with KCPS. I want you to know that you cannot make that kind of progress when people approach you in that manner. But I also want you to know that we have to make sure that that same mentality exists for our children, that we're not going to allow for our implicit biases in the way that we see how children show up to ultimately dictate how we treat them, the expectations that we have. Our kids can take advanced placement classes. Our kids can take IB courses. Our kids can score 3, 4s, and 5s. And anybody who sits here and says that they can't, you're simply wrong. And so I want to make sure that everybody understands that we have instilled hope. There is a lot of hope in this school system. In a district that was expected to have a decline in enrollment last year of over 300 kids, we actually started the year with 45 kids more than what was expected. We had a boost in enrollment as a whole. Our athletic programs are booming. We only sent 9 kids to the state championships in track last year. We sent 27 this year. We've sent several teams to compete in state competitions, including the soccer team at Lincoln, which was a runner-up for the state title. There's a tremendous amount of hope. And let me tell you why there's a tremendous amount of hope. We have a lot more stability in this school district. We don't have a lot of people leaving. You know what's happening now? People are knocking on the door wanting to come and work for this school system. We were very fortunate with our national searches to hire 2 assistant superintendents, 1 from DC, 1 from Georgia. But here's the other beautiful part, alumni members of the system, that you should be excited about. 2 years in a row, our school system has produced superintendents. 1 in Iowa and 1 that just started in Lawrence, Kansas. So we're doing some things that are good, that's really bringing us national attention. There is a lot of hope and a lot of positive optimism. We're going to be presenting at national conferences, 3 of them this year. We're putting this school district on the map. And I want you all to know that we do this not because it's about us, but it's about the kids. And when we go out here and we do these things, we are now able to bring in resources that we have not been able to bring in. And we simply believe in not playing it safe, because playing it safe has not gotten us to where we need to go. We want to be calculated in the risks that we take, and we want to think outside the norm. And we think that if we do those things, ultimately it bodes well for our schools. And then the final focus of All In, and it's simply the most important, it's something that overlays everything we are doing. equity. Equity is big time, and it's a big deal for me. I've said before, and I will say it again, all means all. Our kids will get what they need to succeed. Every child is different, and we have to understand it, and we have to respect that, and we have to embrace it. All of our kids will get the individual attention they deserve. We have to do things we haven't done before if we want to get different results. The all-in moment happens when you put everything on the line for the big victory. All-in means community, urgency, excitement, risk-taking, and inclusiveness. We can't know what the next 150 years have in store for our schools or our city, but we can lay a firm foundation for future generations to build on and grow. This is the mission at hand. To accomplish that mission, all KCPS staff and supporters must be bold, act without fear, and do better than ever before. I'm asking you to pledge today, right now, to join me in being all in for our students, our families, our team members, and our neighborhoods and our future. So I want to thank all of you for taking out time in your busy schedule to come here and just share with us tonight. And here's what I can promise you as your superintendent. Brighter days are here, and even more brighter days are ahead, and we're going to do this together. And so thank you, and let's continue with the program.
Thank you, Dr. Bedell. At this time, I want to call a very special alumni to the stage. Charles Harris attended Lincoln College Preparatory Academy and went on to receive his bachelor's degree in health sciences from the University of Missouri. While at Missouri, he became one of the greatest defensive players of all time as he rose to 7th all-time in sacks in school history. In 2017, Harris was selected as the 22nd pick in the first round to the Miami Dolphins. While Charles Harris may be in Miami, his heart is still in Kansas City Public Schools, and especially with Lincoln College Prep. Charles, this year, has chosen to not donate to Mizzou, not donate to Miami, but to come home. He donated over $100,000 to the Lincoln College Prep Stadium. So Charles, would you please come up and say a few words?
Wow. This is amazing. First and foremost, I want to thank God. Secondly, I want to thank all of you all for coming out. You could have been anywhere today, but you decided to be here. I thank you. I thank everyone from the highest of the high to the lowest of the low, from the ones who are in front to the ones who are in the back. I'm talking from the teacher to the janitor. I'm talking from left to right. I thank you all. I thank you all for everything you've done. You work for the Kansas City Public School District. I thank you, and please give yourself a round of applause. Please give yourself a round of applause. A lot of people always ask me, like, Charles, how does it feel? How does it feel to get back to high school? How does it feel to be doing stuff that you always dreamed? How does it feel? And the truth is that it's natural. It's very natural. And it's not me. That's kind of what bites me every time. Like, thank you for your generous donation. It's not me. It's almost like something I'm supposed to do. You know what I mean? Like, it's not because I want something in return. It's out of love. Like, I genuinely care about the Kansas City Public School District. I genuinely care about Lincoln Prep. I genuinely care about the students that are there. That's why I was going back every single year. I didn't wait till I got to leave, right? I didn't wait until I was first round. I didn't wait until I got paid. I didn't wait. Right? I didn't wait until my second contract to give back a large amount. I did it off rip, right? I did it off rip. That's based off faith, to be honest. That's just you know what I'm saying? That's just faith, to be honest. But besides the point, I ain't no preacher, so I ain't about to preach. But I truly believe, and when I tell you, I just found out a few days ago. You know, I heard about the Parable of the Talents. You know, it's kind of something that kind of just get, you know, kind of, I guess, skipped over or not really taken for seriousness, but everyone has a purpose. Everyone's a part of this great plan that we don't understand. Everyone is, whatever your job is. And some people have more talents than others. It's just like that. right? Let's get the elephant out the room. I have 10 talents. Some people got 5, some people got 2, some people got 3. I have 10 talents, right? So I'm supposed to do more, but you have to understand that to whom much is given, much is required, right? It's a lot that's required. So everything that I'm doing it's what I'm supposed to do. It's what I love to do. I want to get back. But at the same time, it's a blessing and a curse, right? So this accumulated wealth, right, that I've just recently received, whatever, it's harder than a camel to fit through the eye of a needle. That's how hard it is for a rich man to enter into the gates of heaven. It's something like that. I'm not a preacher, so I don't know it word for word, but it's something like that. That's how hard it is. So it's the blessing and the curse, right? I need outlets. I need other ways in which I can give back, and this is the avenue that I chose. Why? Why do I want to put my earthly treasures, right? Earthly treasures into the KCPS public school district? Because I've been there. That's my experience, right? Why would I want to give back to something I haven't done or haven't been a part of? I walked the same halls as Lincoln, right? I've been through the KCPS public school district. I played at every other high school that's within the district. I know the dang on facilities. I know everything that's needed. So why would I not come back home and try to fix up everything that's, you know what I'm saying, that needs to be fixed? Right? Why would I not? Why would I not? And so people always ask, like, how does it fit? Well, it's natural. It's really natural. And I think it's so many things that play a part into who I am. People always ask me, well, how did you become this or that? Well, it's so many factors. It's my parents, it's my teachers, it's my mentors, right? It's so many factors. And I truly believe in this board. I truly believe in Ms. Nicole. I truly believe in Ms. Wynn. I truly believe in Coach Allen. Like I believe in all of the faculty. I walked almost every single school. I walked all the halls. Like, so I'm going to place these talents that I've received, right, into places that I've been, places that I've experienced. And the all-in, right, the all-in project, that just sounds like faith. That just sounds like you're going to literally take whatever it is that you have. You might not have money, but use your time. Just put something in, right? It don't matter how big or how small, just do something, right? Forget support. I'm done with support. No more support. We want service. We need service from the community. Forget support, right? We're done with that. We're done with that. This is support. Oh, yeah, that's good. Okay. No, we don't need that. No, seriously, we do not need that. We need service. We need people that's willing to take their time. Forget, you work a 9 to 5, okay, then, like, you still got a few more hours before you go home and fix breakfast or fix dinner for the kids. Why don't you just go to your kids' school and just enjoy it? Like, just walk around and just see what it is, or, you know what I'm saying? Do something. Like, I don't care what it is. Just do something. That's all I'm asking. I'm done with support. I don't want to hear nothing about no support. I don't want no more tweets or retweets. I don't want none of that. I don't want no like on Instagram. No. I want service. I want people that live here to actually start giving back some way, somehow. That's all I ask. And like the superintendent said, there's going to be brighter days for sure. And I believe there's a plan. I believe there's something happening. There's something that's shaking up in Kansas City. There's something shaking up in so many parts of the world that I can see, and I want to be a part of it. I want to be where people are being blessed. I want to be where I see God's glory being worked. Like, I want to be there. So I want you all to be there as well. Thank you.
Charles Harris, ladies and gentlemen. And that is Kansas City Public Schools. What I forgot to do earlier is introduce myself. So, hey, Nicole Collier-White. I'm the director of the Kansas City Public Schools Education Foundation. We hosted this evening for you all to celebrate the district, and our job really is to find additional resources, additional support to make sure every single child, every single teacher, administrator from the top down has exactly what they need to bring out the best in themselves. And at this time, I would love to bring up my board chair, Ms. Laura Loagno, who's going to share a little bit more information about the foundation.
Thank you so much, Nicole. So great to be here. Well, I can't say it any better than you did, Charles. We all need to be like Charles and thinking about giving back to our community and to our public schools. Again, Laura Loagno, I chair the Kansas City Public Schools Education Foundation. We are here to help receive gifts from the community and to support the efforts of the Kansas City Public Schools that we all love so much. Our foundation really got going about 3 years ago as a way to to give out grants to schools, outstanding classroom activities, other things that, extra things that maybe our suburban counterparts can afford to do, and that we have not been able to do as well as we would like. And so we're using this foundation as a conduit to take your time and your treasure. And I know that we're not going to be able to all write a $100,000 check, but as you said, we all have ways that we can give. So we're using this event tonight to kick off the KCPS Alumni Advocates Program. We really believe that it's unfortunate that we haven't kept up with our alumni the way we should, and so we're really hoping that we will be able to use this as a kickoff. Before I go much farther, I want to just mention that we have a table in the back with the Education Foundation. Most of our board colleagues are here. You can wave, they're back here. There's some over here, Ruben and others. And we're all here. We've been working really hard to find ways to increase our standing and increase the gifts from Kansas City civic community, foundations, corporations, and steer those back into the school, into the districts. But there's a couple things that I want to say as your role as an advocate that are simple. I moved here 18 years ago, and I knew there was immediately that there was something special about the school district. I put my children, who were at the time age 3 and 6, one's there as a senior in college right now, and I just am so proud of what they have accomplished, and I love this school district. I never second-guessed my choice to put my children in the school district. However, other people in the community have second-guessed my choice. So I'm going to say speak up. That's one thing I really want us all to do. I know that you've heard it in the grocery stores, in meetings, people making disparaging remarks. Take every opportunity that you can, and I do the same. Sometimes I beat people to the punch when I hear a disparaging remark coming, because you know they're going to, and say how proud I am of you and how proud I am of this district. So wherever you are, wear your t-shirts, wear your garb, put the signs in front of your house, whatever it takes. I think it's so important that we do not shy away and we do not shrink back from advocating for our schools. It's absolutely critical, and I couldn't be more proud. Come home whenever possible to show up at your alma mater's homecoming events, other school activities. We're going to do a much better job, I promise you, of helping to engage our alumni and all of our high schools. We certainly appreciate your dollars. You can start by sharing your time and talents. As I said, we have programs like Lead to Read, Testing Time, and other mentoring programs that you've heard about. You can go, there's lots of information on the table back there. You can go to our website and KCPSFoundation.org to get information and find out how you can give. And again, wear your pride in your t-shirts and signs, and that will really, really help. I'm going to ask Nicole to come back and tell us more about the KCPS Made campaign.
Yes. So KCPS Made, I'm sure you've seen some of the shirts floating around, but that's really going to be the brand of the foundation. That's going to be the way for you to show that you came from the district and you are a proud graduate of Central. You are a proud graduate of Lincoln and Southeast and West. We want you to be out in the community shining bright. So there's a beautiful lady back there leaning against the wall. That is Thela Cherry from the Cherry Company. She is partnering with the KCPS Education Foundation on those amazing KCPS Made shirts back there. Over half of the profits from every shirt is going to actually go back to the foundation towards educational initiatives, which is huge. So thank you, Thela. Thank you, Cherry Company, for investing in Kansas City Public Schools. So it comes in multiple sizes, 3 different colors, all of your high schools. So if you don't see it back there at the table, she can order it for you. It's all on the website, the KCPSFoundation.org. So we're just excited to have you out there repping the school district, repping where you're from, and showing that you are a proud alumni of Kansas City Public Schools. So I think what we should do, and do I have my little, yep, I think what we should do is maybe auction off a free shirt. We had some folks that participated in the alumni bingo. Anybody fill out their form? Anybody fill out their form? Because we're going to start an alumni database. So if you want to have more information coming up about events, volunteering, all that kind of stuff, it's actually going to be in our database. So fill out the form, turn it on in, and we're going to actually give away a free shirt tonight. All right. Willetta, can you have Dr. Bedell just kind of put his hand in the basket and maybe gift someone? I feel like he's got good luck. Who do we got on the back? Carmela, oh, front. Right there. So you got a free, well, Letta will take you to the back to get your free shirt. So, how do you feel about 150 years, Kansas City Public Schools? How do you feel? I'm excited to have you here again. Thank you all so much for coming. That is our program. I do want to again say thank you to Charles Harris for being KCPS made and truly showing what it means to be a humble advocate of this school system. So thank you so much for all that you do and continue to represent. I do want to thank Dr. Bedell, Frank White. I do want to thank our board members, any KCPS staff member and alumni, the Education Foundation, everyone here that supports this district. We need you. You have to be all in. These students need you. So thank you for showing up today and showing out and truly being KCPS made. Thank you.